Hi, welcome. Thanks for taking the time to brush up on a few things regarding course selection for your freshmen. My name is Rebecca Wieringa. I am the registrar here at South Christian, and I also teach a couple of English classes. I will be guiding you through this today. This presentation is intended for those who are very familiar with our course selection process and you've been through it before, maybe even multiple times. It's not going to give you the entire overview. For that, you will need to listen to the full-length presentation at a different link. This one is going to present the top 10 things that you need to know for getting your freshmen signed up for next year. Some of these things will be reminders. Other things will be new, probably since you did this last time. And so with that, let's get started with our number one. This is a reminder of our graduation requirements. It's always good to keep the end goal in mind when we are making these plans. Remember that a semester course of something equals a 0.5 credit. This is easily achievable. Students can fit even more than this. We have many seniors this year who will be graduating with 28 credits. So this is our starting point, but you can certainly add to this. Also, we've taken an approach that allows kids to leave as many doors open as possible while discovering who they are, who God made them to be, and what their role is in His story. This list of graduation requirements reflects that approach and puts them on a path that allows them plenty of space to explore electives. Number 2 is going to refer to the course selection sheet. If you have a physical packet, this would be the green sheets that you have. If you are using our links, you'll want to link to document number 2. This is the sheet that we're working to fill in. We do suggest that you use the 2 copies. One is a working copy, one as the copy that you will hand in to us. Remember that this chart that you're looking at just represents 14 spaces or 14 pieces of the puzzle that will make up your child's schedule for both semesters next year. It's my job to figure out how these pieces best fit together. So if this chart is confusing to you in any way, don't get too hung up on that. Also, remember that things in the first column don't necessarily go first semester and things in the second column second semester, nor does the first line represent first hour. This is just the way we gather the information we need to know which classes will make up your child's schedule next year. Real quickly, I'd like to read down the list of classes that are typical for freshmen. You'll see that they get a full year of English. One semester will be Comp 9, one semester will be Intro Lit. The order in which those happen doesn't really matter. The same is true with physical science. One semester is more chemistry focused. The other semester is more physics focused, and it doesn't really matter which order they get those in. Their math placement will be based on either a test that they're taking with their 8th grade math teachers or on their middle school's recommendation, and sometimes a combination of both. You will notice that our PE requirement has changed, and I'll be explaining a little bit more about that later, but freshmen now have a choice. They may either do Intro to Strength or they may take the Sports and Wellness class. They'll take a semester of Health, and they'll take a semester of Old Testament. The green spaces that you see are the decisions that you need to make. And that brings us to numbers 3 and 4 in our top 10. The Spanish decision and a new Spanish option. You will find in your packets a purple sheet called Talking Points, or this is marked as link number 3. We think this is a helpful tool for you to use with your 8th grader to work on filling out the green spaces on the course selection sheet. Your first decision is in regards to fine arts. Remember that we do require 2 semesters, and you can achieve those through band, choir, orchestra, or art classes. The next one is in regards to Spanish, and as you may recall from times before, this is maybe the trickiest decision, the trickiest question to answer, as it really depends on your individual student. The first decision that you have to make is just simply yes or no. Do you want your son or daughter to take Spanish in 9th grade? Or do you want them to wait? Or do you want them to not do it at all? Remember that Spanish is not a graduation requirement at South Christian. As you try to make this decision, whether Spanish is part of their time here or not, our Spanish teachers recommend working on answering these 3 questions. Is your son or daughter really excited about taking Spanish? And remember that this is independent of your excitement for them to take it. This needs to be their own personal excitement about taking this language. Also consider their reading and writing ability and think about the path that has come before this point. Have reading and writing come fairly easily to your son or daughter? If they have, this might be a good decision. If this has always been an area of struggle, this might be something that you want to wait on. Also, our staff in our study support services do say that kids who receive their services really tend to struggle in Spanish, especially at the 9th grade level. So they would recommend waiting. And then finally, has memorization been easy or difficult for your child? If it's been fairly easy, then maybe Spanish as a 9th grader is a great decision. So those 3 questions could help you decide yes or no on Spanish as a 9th grader to begin with. Our next decision is to decide what level of Spanish. Are we looking at Spanish level 1 or level 2? Or might we need to consider a new option that we're hoping to offer next year, the 1-2 combination? Let me be very careful about what I say at this point, because this has some maybe raw spaces for some of you who don't love how this has gone so far. Byron Center Christian has been very intentional about aligning their middle school curriculum with our Spanish 1 course. This means that it is possible for most of the Byron Center Christian students to advance to Spanish level 2. Byron Center Christian students, if you are wondering about this, please ask your Spanish teacher, as I know she's very comfortable making recommendations for us and for you on this point. Most other students from other schools should probably plan to take Spanish 1. Your curriculum just is not aligned with ours as well, and the time devoted to it does not fully prepare students to advance to Spanish 2. If you think your student might be an exception to this, please email. I would be happy to put you in touch with one of our Spanish teachers, and they can speak with you more specifically about it. Also, we do have this new option of a Spanish 1 and 2 blend that we are hoping to run next year. This is intended for kids who aren't totally ready to begin Spanish 2, but they can move through Spanish 1 much more quickly than a student who is just beginning it. It's also meant for those who have had a decent introduction to Spanish. They really enjoy it, and they would like to be challenged more than what a Spanish 1 class might do for them. This also would set a student up for being able to take AP Spanish as a senior, because he or she would do the 1-2 combination as a freshman, level 3 as a sophomore, level 4 as a junior, and then AP as a senior. So that is the information I have for you about making that Spanish decision. I'd like to come back now to this course selection sheet. Once you have worked your way through the purple sheet, the talking points, you should be able to translate your decisions onto this sheet. Just keep in mind that band, choir, orchestra in Spanish require 2 spaces on this sheet, one for first semester, one for second semester. Items 5, 6, and 7 in our top 10 are 3 new courses that I'd like to tell you about. I mentioned earlier that we've changed our freshman PE requirement. You now have the option of choosing either our Intro to Strength class or our Sports and Wellness class. Now, both of these classes have elements of all of them together, but the Intro Strength class will focus primarily on strength training and weightlifting and will take place most days in the weight room. Possibly one day a week, they will be in the gym doing some sports and learning about a variety of activities and focusing on wellness. The Sports and Wellness class has exactly the opposite, where most days are spent playing a variety of sports, learning the rules, learning the techniques, practicing the skills. And then one day, possibly per week, would be in the weight room working on strength training. So it is entirely up to your freshman which of those he or she would prefer. You'll also notice that we have an advanced strength and conditioning class. This is going to be a co-ed class, and there is a prerequisite of either one of the freshman PE classes before a student is allowed to take this one. This class is intended for students who want a serious strength training workout, possibly students who are on an athletic team and their coaches require this kind of thing. It is going to be different from our females only strength and conditioning class, which you'll see is an elective option, and that is open to freshmen as well. The females only class does have some strength training in the weight room, but it focuses more on fitness and overall wellness and includes mental, emotional, and spiritual wellness as well. The third new course I'd like to tell you about is AP Computer Science, and we're excited about this one because it is the only AP class open to freshmen. It does have a prerequisite of the Intro to Computer Science, so that class would need to happen first semester, and then if your student enjoys computer science, he or she could sign up to take AP Computer Science in the second semester. You can find more thorough descriptions of all of these courses if you go to our website, click on Current Parents, then go to Documents, and then look in our curriculum guide. And that is where we have descriptions of all of our courses. All right, item number 8 for you, dates you should know. These are the dates that the counselors and I will be coming to your middle schools to meet with your 8th graders and to pick up some paperwork. So you can see that Legacy Christian will be Monday, February 14, as well as Moline Christian. Byron Center Christian will be Tuesday, February 15. Dutton Christian, Wednesday, February 16. Cross Creek, we will be coming to you on Wednesday, February 23. And if your child attends a different school or is homeschooled, I would love to hear from you, and we will set up an individual appointment to go over these things. Just know that our office staff will be sending an email reminder the day before, reminding you that we're coming and also reminding you which papers you need to have ready for us. And that brings me to point number 9, the forms we need from you when we do these meetings. At our first visit, we would like to take that green course selection sheet that we talked through. If you're not entirely sure that you filled that out correctly, that's fine. And if you don't even want to attempt to fill it out, you can just send your purple talking points sheet in with your decisions made on there, and we will help fill out the green course selection sheet. We would also like to take the blue Welcome Sailor sheet. This would be document number 5 for those of you using the link. We're asking you to fill in anything that your son or daughter is interested in at this point. This is not a commitment, so don't worry about being overcommitted or having too much driving to do. This is just our way of knowing what your son or daughter is interested in, and it's really our only way of having coaches get a hold of them before summer camps and before summer conditioning workouts. It's especially important for fall sports. So please take the time to read that over and fill out anything your student is interested in. You will see that you also have a physical form in your packet. We will not need to collect those when we meet at the middle schools. That is only for those who are planning on playing a sport at some time during the season, and those will be collected later, either at physicals or before the season begins. The final thing I have for you here today is other important dates that you may want to note. You will note that enrollment is completed online. We send that information out after our society meeting. Sports physicals, we are hoping to offer those here at school this year. Monday, May 2 is the designated date for that. They will be $20. This is a good physical, and we encourage you to take advantage of this opportunity. If you prefer that the physical happens with your family doctor, that's fine. Just a reminder that that has to happen after April 15. Schedules, if I have a good run this spring and everything works out okay, I usually get schedules emailed sometime midsummer. Sports tryouts and practices. Mr. Cool, our athletic director, would like you to know that Monday, August 8th is the day to plan on this year, and that is for all fall sports. And then finally, our first day of school will be Monday, August 22. The morning is going to be freshman only as it's a freshman orientation, and then the afternoon is for the entire school. So please plan on Monday, August 22. If you have questions that are unanswered from this presentation, you may want to go to the longer presentation at the different link and just look for the slides that might address your questions. You can probably speed through various parts of that. You may also feel free to call or email me at school with your question. Thanks for taking the time to listen to this. As you know, you are about to begin an exciting and important phase of life. And it's exciting for both you and for your student. Know that we're already praying for your student. He or she is important to us. We're also praying for you. We know that this is an important developmental stage of life, and we are here to be partners with you. Know that you don't do this alone. We are eager to join this journey with you. Thanks for your time, and please contact us if we can be of help.